1950s comedy written by Kurt Gordon. So it is okay to laugh. Please no flash photography, and we request at this time that you please turn off all pagers, cell phones, and crying babies. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Is all this moisture coming from, Millie? Been raining up yonder for a whole 2 days.
Gonna clear up tomorrow, so the radio says.
Said that yesterday. That radio man's a procrastinating prognosticator.
My land, Sheriff, don't words like those ever stick in the back of your throat?
Only when I can't say them. What's that fool thing doing on the top of your head, Millie?
Well, it's a chef's cap, about good.
Darn tootin' you are. The best in these parts. But do you really have to wear that outlandish thing to prove it?
Well, it's one of Miss Kitty's ideas. She's just full of them. They come to her just like that.
So I'm beginning to find out. I have to have a few words with her.
Regular or large economy size?
Right to the point kind of words about things she's been putting in the mail. Where is she?
Oh, she's out in the bunkhouse talking to Clem about a paint job. That's probably her now.
But I tell you, Miss Kitty, I just can't paint the bunkhouse today.
Clem, you promised me you'd paint it today.
I would too, but it's raining.
Well, don't let a little thing like rain stop you.
But the paint will get wet.
Use your ingenuity.
What's that?
Skill in surmounting obstacles.
Ain't got one.
All you have to do is put the paint on upside down and it won't get wet.
Wait, put the paint on upside down?
Naturally.
What kind of brush do I use?
An inside-out brush, of course.
Oh, Miss Kitty, you're just spoofing me again.
Hello, Sheriff Henshaw.
Good afternoon.
Pardon me, Miss Kitty. We have 3 guests arriving from Brooklyn at the Turnpike intersection in about 15 minutes. Clem better get started if he's going to meet him there by coach.
Coach, this day and age?
Well, sure, it was another one of Miss Kitty's ideas. The guests will love it.
Our very first 3 guests, actually. Can't afford to lose them. Think you can make it, Clem?
Sure, all hitched up and ready to go. I ain't carrying no guitar, though. I'll go get that right away.
Oh, and I've got a pumpkin pie waiting for me in the oven.
Thought I smelled an appetizing pungent odor.
Well, Sheriff, when you're through in here, you can come into the kitchen and grab yourself a slice. Be done and popping hot by then. Got a pot of coffee going, too. Oh, Miss Kitty, Sheriff wants to have some words with you. Better get out the dictionary.
Something on your mind, Sheriff?
Be more to the point, Miss Kitty. It's here in my hand.
Where'd you get that? I didn't send you one.
Yes, but you sent 1,000 in the mails the day before yesterday.
You have to advertise if you expect to do business.
There's a law about putting this sort of thing in the mails, Kitty.
All businesses advertise through the mail.
Of course, and it's honest. I mean, it's permitted if it's honest.
And what's dishonest about my brochure?
Its contents. The Uranium Dude Ranch, the wide open land of opportunity. Stake it and take it, but we get half. Run it rough or loaf it lazy. The scope of possibilities for wealth is as broad as the horizons on the ranch itself. Go scouting for your own rich uranium vein. Geiger counters for rent or sale at the desk.
Well?
To get right down to it, Kitty, there's about as much uranium on this whole ranch as what I can cram in the corner of my left eye.
That's what you think, Sheriff Henshaw, but I know different.
The closest your ranch comes from a uranium vein is 50 miles south of the most southern border.
What's 50 miles in these wide open spaces? For all we know, there could be a uranium vein running for hundreds of miles right underneath this ranch.
Wishful thinking, Kitty, but that vein proved to be a dud over a week ago.
That's not what the newspaper said 2 weeks ago.
Did you read this week's?
I haven't had time. Too busy getting the ranch in shape for the guests.
I liked it better when your Uncle Pert had it. Too bad he had to up and die and leave it to you and your cousin.
This place could have been more run down if you put wheels under it.
At least it had a manly air to it and a rugged feeling.
If you ask me, it's stunk. Uncle Bert couldn't have even paid guests to stay here.
From what I hear, you have a bunch of beds begging yourself these days.
Actually, we have our first 3 guests today and possibly a 4th. And I'll bet you a new tin badge that as soon as my brochures get circulating, we'll be turning them away.
You won't be circulating any more brochures per order of the United States Post Office. Am I clear?
Sure, fine. Suits me. Haven't any more to circulate anyway.
Good. See that you don't, or the next time I find one of these in the mail, you'll pay a strict fine, a year in prison, or both.
Cross my heart and hope to perish if I do.
Out of curiosity, Kitty, where did you get the money to refinance and redecorate this place?
Now, Sheriff, nosy, nosy.
You got it from somewhere, or somebody.
An obvious deduction. You may now shine your badge.
Hey, you, get back in here. Since when did you become a student of choreography, Carlton?
Well, hello, Sheriff.
What you tiptoeing around for, Carlton? Got a guilty conscience?
Sheriff Henshaw, why the way you talk, my boots pinch me.
Hiya, Carlton.
Hiya, Kitty.
What a fine specimen of a man you are.
Why, thanks. I think it's rather becoming of myself.
Becoming nauseous is more like it. Oh, for the good old days when men looked like men. And smelled like men.
What's he doing here?
He came to tell me I can't put my brochures in the mail.
Why not?
No uranium.
How come?
A dud.
Gee, Kitty. Now what are you going to do with all of them?
Nothing more I can do. Mailed them all 2 days ago.
Ah, girl.
Attaboy, Holden.
Oh, gee, you got it heavy, right?
Heavy but dainty.
Dainty like a sledgehammer.
Say, what brings you here so early in the afternoon?
This. We came this noontime.
Arriving this afternoon by special plane. Love, Dad. I thought he wasn't coming back till a week from Saturday.
That's what I thought. Now what are we going to do?
Nothing. Just act nonchalant.
Nonchalant. With my name as cosigner on that $20,000 note, I influenced my father's bank to loan you.
Think nothing of it. By this time next week, the place will be jammed to the rafters with guests searching for uranium.
And what will they do when they find out that there isn't any?
We did not commit ourselves to any guarantee.
I'd feel a whole lot better if your cousin Adele were here.
She wrote to me saying she's driving out with a friend of hers.
Perhaps she'll bring some cash or negotiable bonds to put up as security on that note.
I've got news for you, Carlton.
You have?
Cousin Adele is loaded with personality and charm, but no cash and no negotiable bonds.
Now, Kitty, you got me into this mess, and you've got to get me out of it. My father will raise holy ructions
Calm
when he
down.
finds...
I put my half ownership on this ranch as security.
That won't make my dad any happier.
Maybe he won't find out about it until the first payment's due.
That will be the first thing old Sourpuss Palmer will tell him when he gets to the bank. And the bank will be the first place Dad will go. And Kitty, if you don't make that first payment by Monday, things are going to be ugly.
Well, this calls for a little bit of strategizing.
You have an idea, maybe?
What will make a Geiger counter react the same as uranium?
Oh, Kitty, that would be unlawful. The sheriff.
Who on the sheriff? Our guests come first and we can't afford to lose them. Come, we have plans to make.
Kitty.
Ugh, I feel so wet I could spit. Go west, young gal, they said. You know what? They should have said go wet. Ugh, I got the case of the Colorado creeps. Adele, I thought you said this was a crummy, old, rundown dude ranch.
So it was, Laura. 2 years ago when I was here. I can't believe my eyes. Why, it's absolutely charming.
Well, how long has Cousin Kitty been here?
Nearly 3 months. The minute she heard she was an heiress, she quit her job, packed her bags, and hopped on a train out here. I told her what to expect, but Uncle Pert's defunct dude ranch seemed to be land of opportunity for her.
Well, it looks like she struck it rich.
You know, I don't get it, Laura. Cousin Kitty didn't have enough money to keep body and soul together when she headed west. I've been sending her money to keep her from starving to death.
Huh. So help me, Hannah. She's discovered uranium.
Discovered what?
Look for yourself, Pocahontas.
Uranium Dude Ranch? I don't believe it. Not Cousin Kitty.
Well, you said she had a definite flair for being resourceful.
So she does. In a frightening sort of way.
Well, she can frighten me anytime she wants with that kind of resourcefulness.
There's more here than meets the eye, and it's not uranium. Her last telegram begged me to come out here to help her with assistance.
Maybe she wants you to help her mine it.
My good judgment tells me the only thing she wants to mine is my depleting bank account.
Maybe she's got a fairy godmother we never heard of.
You know, how she managed all this baffles me.
Well, whatever she's got, I hope she introduces me to it.
Wait, where is everybody?
Probably at mining for uranium. Hey, what's this?
It looks like a bell of some sort.
Well, let's hear how it sounds. Makes me feel like a prized heifer.
Now what happens?
Probably a genie will appear with light brown hair.
Adele at last! Oh, my glad to see you.
I couldn't resist your last desperate call for help.
Thanks, and do I need it?
Financial?
No, physical.
Oh, forgive me, I'm forgetting my good manners. This is my good friend, Laura Hunter. You've heard me speak of her often.
Welcome to the ranch.
Oh,
Laura,
yeah.
how was your trip?
It was great. Adele and I took turns driving, and it was wonderful until we hit the rain.
So tell me, Kitty, before I burst
Did you really discover uranium?
Well, in a way I did.
Introduce me to some of it, will you?
I will right now. Boyfriend! Girls, this is Carlton, my uranium. Uptograph. How do you do?
Fine, thanks. Glad you're here. Kitty's been expecting you for several days now.
Carlton's the local bankers.
I begin to see the light.
That figures.
You know, I never knew you had a flair for interior decorating, Kitty. This place is charming.
Thanks, but I don't. I'm much more the outdoors type. A lot of it was thanks to Carlton's decorative suggestions and a substantial loan from First Crossroads Canyon National Bank.
What did you use for security?
My half ownership on the ranch and Carlton's magic signature on the note.
That's my cousin.
Well, I approve. Oh, how's business, Kitty?
Really well. We have our first 3 guests today, and plus, I'll tell you all about it in your room. Saved the best for you, too. Thought you might want to freshen up after your trip.
Oh, well, our luggage is in the car outside.
Oh, Carlton will get it for you.
Certainly. Where'd you park it?
Right near the entrance. Here are the keys. Our luggage is in the trunk compartment. It's the Pontiac.
I'll have your bags in your room in no time.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right, tell me everything, Kitty, and don't leave out a thing.
Well, the first year I got here, I sat in the lobby and had myself a good cry. But I'm Kitty Drake, and I can do anything.
Ah, fine cook. Wonderful woman. Henshaw speaking. Oh, yes, this is the Dude Ranch. Oh, yeah, let me check. Okay, we have 4 rooms and 4 bunks available. All right, you want how many? 2 rooms and 2 bunks. The best. And how long? A half an hour? No, that's not a problem. All right, and under what name is that? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me write that down. All right, repeat. Miss Tulina what? Miss Tulina Legalamore. Miss Tulina Legalamore? No, I've never heard of her. TV? No, I don't watch TV. I hate it. Sorry, goodbye. Carlton!
Yeah, Sheriff?
Just got a reservation for 4.
Oh, you did?
Sure did. under the name of Miss Talina Legallimore.
Miss Talina Legallimore.
That's what the man said. Ever heard of her?
Never heard of her. Why, everybody knows Miss Talina Legallimore. She's the #1 gal on television. Hot diggity darn, this is great.
Is it?
Well, amazing. Gigantic, stupendous. Get A! Get A!
TV actress, huh? Nope, never heard of her.
Sheriff Hinshaw, is it true? Is Miss Talina Legallimore staying here?
That's what the man said.
I don't believe it. Let me see. It is.
Can't believe it.
Let me see it again.
Nope, never heard of her.
Carlton, get the girls. Tell them to come down immediately. We have work to do.
Right away.
Why do you think she's coming here?
Beats me, but I'm heading out.
Don't you want to wait and meet Miss Legallimore?
No, thank you. Pardon me. Too rich for my blood.
Whoa there!
Our guests have arrived.
Which means they come in this way and I go out that way. Oh, Kitty. The post office confiscated your brochures for further investigation.
What?
Sorry.
Millie,
Yes, Miss Kitty?
would you put on some of that romantic cowboy music? Our guests have arrived.
Isn't it divine? Simply delirious.
Quite cheery, actually.
Takes the chill right out of you. Gives you that warmth of those wide open spaces.
But devastating to the epidermis, actually.
Oh, how comfortable. Try the other one.
Not too bad, actually.
Mary, listen to that music. Heavenly. So romantically sad. Has those deep notes.
Oh, register here, please.
You girls sit down, I'll take care of this.
Welcome to the Uranium Duke Ranch. My name's Kitty Drake. I'm your hostess.
I'm Jane Arnold, and these are my two friends, Mary Cooper and Helen Kruger. We'd like a large room together, please.
We have a perfect accommodation, southern exposure, $85 per person weekly, but that includes horseback riding and a nice trip into the mountains. And if you're interested in trying your luck, you can always rent a Geiger counter.
Interested? I'll say we are. How much are they?
$75 outright, or you can rent them for $1.50 a day.
We'll rent. Won't we, girls? Rent what? Geiger counters. Sure will. That's one of the reasons that we came.
If you'll kindly register there, I'll have the 3 Geiger counters delivered to your room.
Where do I sign?
Right there in front of you.
Oh, yes, thank you.
I'm Helen Kruger.
Welcome, partner.
And I'm Mary Cooper.
Same to you.
Is there any truth to the rumor that there's uranium deposits on the ranch? Actually,
Well, the Canyon Record ran a story a couple of weeks ago claiming there are uranium deposits a little bit south of our most southerly border.
Does that mean there's uranium on this ranch, too?
The Uranium Dude Ranch is more or less unexplored territory.
Next. That's me.
but there is a remote possibility, isn't there? Actually,
We can't make any guarantees, you understand.
Your ad in the New York newspaper states that we stake it and take it if we discover uranium.
That's right. You stake it, take it, and we get half.
sounds perfectly thrilling, actually.
You're next, Helen.
Thanks.
I hope it's clear tomorrow so we can do some writing and a little prospecting on the side.
The weatherman says clearing. I hope he's right. By the way, how long do you girls plan on staying?
2 weeks if it's exciting enough.
Oh, we'll do our best to make it so.
That's that. Now what?
May I be of any assistance, ladies?
Are you a real, honest-to-goodness cowboy? Can you sing and play the guitar?
How many coyotes have you killed, actually?
Girls, this is Carlton Updegraff. He's from a neighboring ranch. You'll be seeing quite a bit of him around.
muscles, too. Do you ride bareback, actually?
No. I'm afraid you'll find me a little bit more of a gentleman rancher.
Class, that's what I like.
Carlton,
Yes, Miss Kitty?
will you take the girls to their room? Number 3 with a southern exposure.
Certainly. This way, ladies.
I hope the beds are comfortable.
In this kind of atmosphere, I prefer bunk, actually.
Cousin Kitty, as they say in these parts, I am right proud of you. Our room is furnished perfect for a wedding. It has a nice western touch to it, even to the tomahawks on the wall.
Thanks. Those are some of the relics Carlton brought over. I don't know what I would have done without him.
You better hang on to him, gal. You've fallen into a load of hay.
Carlton's all right in his own way. We get along.
No romance?
He's tried to blossom on a couple occasions, but my mind's been so busy on the ranch, and he just hasn't hit that spark in me yet.
Well, I wouldn't go looking for the horizons, Kitty. I've never seen the grass any greener, and he's not difficult on the eyes. Oh, tell me, Kitty, are there really Indians around here?
Oh yes, there's a reservation a few miles from the ranch. They're the most backwoods tribe in the States. They insist on acting as their ancestors did generations ago.
Pardon me, Miss Kitty. Is it true that Miss Tulina La Gallimore is staying here?
Yes, she'll be here in half an hour.
Wow, this place really is catching on, isn't it?
Oh, this is Millie, our cook. This is my cousin Adele and her.
Nice to meet you both. Miss Kitty, what do you suppose I'll feed Miss La Gallimore? You think she eats the same things we do?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Millie, anybody who doesn't love your culinary masterpieces can starve to death.
I'd just die if she wasn't impressed. I hope you'll both like my cooking, too. Oh, Miss Kitty, I've had the sheriff up for dinner. I hope you don't mind.
Not at all, Millie.
Thank you. Well, I have to get back to the kitchen. It was nice knowing you.
When did La Gallimore make reservations? You never told us that.
When I was in your room, remember Carlton yelling, "Good news, good news"?
Oh, that's what that was.
Well, there was also some bad news.
What?
It seems the post office may have confiscated all of my brochures.
The post office? Can they even do that?
I may have exaggerated, misrepresented the ranch a little. They're holding them under false advertising pending further investigation.
How many did you mail out?
Well, as they see on the wampum, as they see on the reservation, it cost me a heap much wampum.
You must laid it on pretty thick for the post office to confiscate it.
I did. But girls, this is Clem. He's our local handyman around the ranch.
Howdy.
Well, hi there. You're the first real cowboy I've ever seen. Catching a cold?
Nope, never get him.
He's allergic.
To what?
Girls. Whenever they deliberately touch him, that is. Makes him sneeze.
Really?
It's also kind of a barometer. The more he sneezes, the better he likes you.
Huh. This is worth investigating. Hiya, Bright Eyes.
Well, he's never done that before. Looks like you raped for it.
Huh. Don't mind if I do. He's got that certain if you know what I mean.
It sounds like someone dropped a load of junk on our front porch.
Hello, dearie. It was a tough struggle, but I made it.
Welcome to the Uranium Dude Ranch.
Thank you. Are you Kitty Drake?
At your service.
Well, I'm Harriet Baker from Huntington, Long Island.
Oh, you're the woman who phoned me from Denver. What was all that noise in the background?
That was Grace and my jalopy. The old bag dropped a fender on me again. A bit of wire, a couple of nuts and bolts, and her face would be left as good as new.
I see you brought your own Geiger counter with you.
Well, it isn't exactly a Geiger counter, dearie. It's a little invention of my own. You see, I belong to the Husband Hunters Club of Huntington, and this little gadget works on the same principles as the Geiger counter. All I have to do is subject it to a male prospect. The bell rings, he's in the dough. If he gets a Bronx buzz, he's a dud. Simple as that.
Any luck?
Too many duds. And the ones who ring the bell just aren't worth the effort, dearie. Believe me.
I'd love to see it in operation sometime.
Whenever the opportunity presents itself, I'll demonstrate.
Miss Baker. This is my cousin Adele and her friend Laura Hunter.
How do you do? By the way, dearie, how's the manpower situation around here? Have any of the eligible males struck a uranium vein yet? Personally, I just can't be bothered looking for it myself. I thought it would be a worthwhile project to come out here, look the situation over, and sort of prospect the prospectors. In a way, I'm like the lilies of the field. I toil not, and neither do I spin. But I sure get around, dearie. Now, how about assigning me a soft loan? The best, of course. Got to make an impression.
Gladly. Will you kindly register here?
Put me where the men can't hear me. I snore like a bull, and that's definitely not conducive to matrimony.
I have just read accommodation for you. Sign here, please.
Though, I wouldn't mind hitching up to a wealthy cowboy. But I never heard of a wealthy cowboy. Have you?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, well, I'll just settle for a rich rancher. Besides, dearie, who am I to be choosy? Happiness isn't everything.
Well, at first you're happily housed. Things are picking up.
With number 4 signing up too.
Oh, good.
Well, I think I'm gonna roam around a little. You know, check things out. Don't get lost. Oh, I won't. And if I do, you can send Clem to look for me. And trust me, I won't be hard to find.
That's fine, Miss Baker. The rest of your bag's outside.
I'll put the 200 in my eyes, and believe me, dearie, those bags sometimes carry bags. My, what have we here?
Hello.
Solid in a cultured sort of way. What do you do for a living, lad?
Nothing. I just finished college.
Got a job?
No. My father's a banker.
You don't say. Well, well. Very encouraging. Too young. Come back in 5 years, dearie. Do you have any more prospects that are more aged in the wood?
A few, but we expect more.
Welcome back, Mr. Uppergrass. Have a nice trip.
Fine, until I arrive back home. My son and that Drake girl around.
Yes, they're inside, Mr. Uppergrass.
It's Dad. He got home early.
Banker. Gods keep this in good working order.
Oh, there you are! You blasted idiot! As soon as I turn my back, you throw your money to swine. Where's your sense of responsibility?
Now, Dad, don't get yourself too upset.
Upset! I'm furious. Live it to a parts degree.
I made a good investment, Dad.
Good investment? You call $20,000 on a useless piece of property a good investment?
Think of the uranium possibilities.
Uranium? You're out of your mind.
Now, just a minute, Mr. Updegraff.
Oh, it's you.
The swine in person, and I see no reason for you to storm in here like a stuck bull in an arena.
Stuck is right. Stuck for $20,000 on a useless piece of property, and you're the responsible party.
I entered into a legal proposition in good faith with your bank, and I have a note to substantiate it.
A note with my son as the co-signer, making him equally responsible for the loan.
What's the matter with that? He's over 21, isn't he?
In age, yes. In maturity, no. Coercion, that's what it is. You used your feminine wiles, turned his head and bereft him. In a state of enamored stupidity, you led him to the bank and with a signature on that note.
I did.
You certainly did.
Well, from now on, you can call me Kitty Cleopatra.
Now listen here, young lady. I didn't come here for any facetious repartee. The first payment on that note's due a week from Monday, and it better be on the line, or I'm gonna take this whole ranch out from under you and put a stick of dynamite to it or something. And I'll take that $20,000 out of your bank account, and don't think I won't. It'll be the first costly lesson with the wrong kind of girl.
Oh, now, Dad, there's nothing wrong with Kitty. She's just as right as rain, and I like her.
You don't know what you like. From now on, I'm gonna tell you what you like and when you're gonna like it.
Thank you, Carlton. I like you too.
You stay out of this. You caused enough trouble already.
It seems to be, Mr. Updegraff, that you're overstepping yourself.
And who are you?
I'm Adele Warren, a half owner of this ranch, and what I've seen convinces me that this ranch will be paying proposition before long.
Well, it's nothing to brag about.
Well, I'm staying on to help Cousin Kitty make it.
Yeah, paying proposition is right out of your purse and into the bank. And you lose the whole ranch in the bargain.
At last, a millionaire. Dearie, my name is Harriet Baker. What are you doing tonight?
Get this hag off my neck!
Don't give up hope, dearie. I look magnificent in evening gown.
Gross.
Reservations, please, for Miss Selena Law Gallimore.
Who did you just say?
Miss Selena Law Gallimore.
Oh no.
Miss Selena Law Gallimore.
Uppy, you darling boy.
Keeping this place up is another week on the end of this, but we'll have a case of the hand.
Is there such thing as a house base elbow? Dragging this dustcloth over the furniture takes quite a bit of coverage.
Cheer up. We'll probably be able to hire somebody else to do it within the next week.
Well, good. The hostess part of this job I like. So I noticed, especially when Clem is free.
Oh, well, I noticed you didn't lose any time, dear, when Ken Tyler gave you the glad eye.
I find him very interesting. He's a talented young man and a great director.
So he says.
Well, it stands to reason he has to be. Selena Law Gallimore will have nothing but the best, and she gets it too.
Well, she hasn't been getting very far with Uppy. I mean, she calls him every single day, and he still manages to avoid her.
I wonder what's between these two.
I'd say the remarkable Mr. Updegraff had himself a summer fling on the West Coast.
If he were having such a good time, why did he cut his trip short by a week?
The great Law Gallimore had to go on location to film a Western. So that would leave Uppy without a playmate, wouldn't it?
Huh. Maybe you've got something there, Adele.
You know, I'll never forget the look on his face when she came running in screaming, "Uppy, you darling boy!"
Well, he got out of here nothing flat, and we haven't heard a word from him since.
Well, I mean, it's fun to kick up your heels in somebody else's territory. But when the object of the fracas shows up in your own backyard, well, that's a horse of you-know-what.
What does Carlton think about it?
He doesn't know what to think. His father actually hasn't even been talking to him. But it's giving us a nice breathing spell, and before that payment is due.
Will you be able to make it?
Not unless we rob First Crossroads Canyon National Bank. That's not a bad idea. We haven't had a good Western holdup in years.
Kitty, anything but that.
You mean she's serious?
What do you think? You've been here 3 days.
Yeah, I think she would.
It was just an idea.
And that's what scares me, Kitty. I know what happens to your ideas when they reach the light.
All right, Kitty, I think the best thing to do is discuss the future of a few guests that we do have.
I think we should do something especially nice for Miss Law Gallimore.
Well, I know where there's an old-fashioned razor just itching for a tender neck.
Not so tender as you may think.
The way she comes back after location, the way she bosses everybody around, you'd think she'd own the place.
Considering she's a famous actress, she's all right in her own way.
Genealogically speaking, she's a smorgasbord with a deadly dash with bitters.
But very generous with the green stuff. She offered to pay me $15 more a day if I reserved the lobby exclusively for her every night from 8:30 to 10.
You didn't take it, did you?
How could I? We have other guests.
That brings me to my next point. Something has got to be done about the entertainment. There's not enough excitement to keep anyone here.
Oh, there will be plenty of excitement for them tomorrow. Just wait and see.
Kitty, what have you been up to?
Nothing. I merely planned a nice day for the girls.
Such as...
An all-day pack trip into the mountains to prospect for uranium.
With no uranium anywhere in sight? What's so exciting about that?
Millie's preparing special box lunches for them.
Well, that'll help for a little bit, but not for long. We need to plan something way more exciting, otherwise we're going to lose the guests we have by the end of the week.
Oh, I know. All right. Okay. Let's have a rip-roaring dance this Saturday night. Yeah, fine, okay. May I have the first dance, and then we can dance with all of the other girls, and then we can all dance together. Yippee.
Why not? I can get Carlton to hire the 4 Rattlers.
Well, that's great, provided that they can play the music and dance at the same time.
They can't do that, but I have just the idea.
Go on and glow. What do we got to lose?
We'll hire the 4 Rattlers as long as they bring a stag line of 10 handsome men.
Sold! Now you were talking with a meaty note. Do you think you can put it over?
Of course. The 4 Rattlers are Carlton's personal friends. They'd do anything for him.
You know what? Go to it, Kitty. You have my blessing. A very sound and sensible idea for a change.
Carlton will be here any minute. We'll have them by the end of the night.
Don't forget the 10-man stag line, because that is the most important part.
It's in the bag.
Well, good. Now that our house cleaning chores are done, I think I'm going to go freshen up and become a hostess again.
Me too. A change of clothes and a nice shower, and I'll feel like a new gal again. Besides, I think Clint prefers to see me in a dress.
I wonder what Kent prefers.
3 days, and you haven't found out? You're slipping, dear.
How did it go?
I'm sure no one saw me.
Good. Did you spread the metal shavings where I told you?
10 miles above the southern border.
Perfect. Tomorrow, our guests will think they've discovered uranium.
Now, Kitty, what I'm worried about, is it legal?
Why wouldn't it be? It's not like we're selling them anything.
Yeah, but think of the letdown they'll have when they learn the truth.
They're young. When they find out it's for the good of the ranch, they'll be fine with everything.
I hope you're right.
I always am. Oh, Carlton. I have one other thing I need you to do for me.
Oh, Kitty, not again.
Oh, no, this one is easy. I just need you to hire the 4 Rattlers for Saturday night.
Is that all?
Well, there's one other thing, but I'll tell you about it in the kitchen. Millie's prepared some fruit punch over ice. We'll sample it.
Kitty, you're up to something. You can tell by that shimmering glint in your eye.
Carlton, you say the sweetest things, too.
Thanks for taking me to town and back, Sheriff. Just had to get that shopping done.
It wasn't a problem, Millie. I'd be happy to take you anytime.
Oh. Well, thanks, Sheriff. I'll remember that.
Millie,
Yes, Sheriff?
are you happy here?
As happy as anyone could be. Kitty's wonderful to me.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you enjoy to have a home of your own?
Well, that's a wish that's closest to any woman's heart.
I've been thinking about it a lot lately.
You have, Sheriff?
I sure have. In fact, I have a little place picked out for you.
Why, Sheriff, this is so sudden.
You know that place as you head into town? The small one with the little white rustic fence?
You mean the lovely old Miller cottage?
That's the one. You think you'll like it?
Like it? I'll adore it. It's just perfect for 2.
That's what I was thinking. Then you and your old Aunt Agatha can finally live together.
Oh. Thanks, Sheriff. I'll think it over.
Millie, I sure wish you'd stop calling me Sheriff. It's so impersonal.
Right now I can think of several things.
Why don't you call me Custard? That's my first name.
Because it sounds too much like a pudding.
Where are you going?
I have to go start dinner.
Where's Kitty? Need to speak with her.
Try the cow.
Women baffle me. Bet Einstein never figured them out either.
Did you ring, Sheriff?
Yes, Kitty, I did.
Something on your mind.
Well, a rumor has reached the assayer's office that uranium has been found on your property, and it's caused quite a commotion among the Indians.
Don't look at me. The post office confiscated all of my brochures.
I'm not accusing you, Kitty, but it's my duty to warn you that under no circumstance are you to sell or rent any Geiger tower to any Indian.
Sheriff Henshaw, it's not likely any Indian will even come to the ranch.
Not too sure about that. I know them better than you do.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, no Indian will even know what a Geiger counter looks like.
Good. Could cause quite a ruckus.
You can depend on me, Sheriff.
hardly believe my eyes. Is this a man? Or mirage?
Miss Baker, this is Sheriff Henshaw.
A real live sheriff?
Right in both cases, Miss Baker.
Oh, goody! Hopper!
What's her deal?
She's searching
For what?
a rich husband.
I imagine the wives wouldn't be too happy with that. Oh my God.
She's not searching for a married one, she's searching for a single one.
Did they come by that?
Well, I mean,
Wait, never mind. Never mind, Kitty. Spare me. One is blessed with a certain ignorance of these things. Call me if any Indians bother you.
Did you enjoy your trip today, Miss Baker?
As a matter of fact, dearie, it was a little strenuous for a person like me in her old age.
Did the girls come back with you?
Yes, they're in their room freshening up a bit. I should be doing the same, but I just haven't the energy.
Did Clint take you to the hidden lake?
Yes, it was beautiful, worth every effort of the trip.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
But no men.
What was that?
I said no men. I was under the impression that the West was just full of brute-sized men, just panting at the sight of a curvaceous feminine pulchritude. And what do I find? A few specimens of the weazened variety, alarmingly deficient in finances.
Well, don't give up hope yet, Miss Baker. The shank of the week is yet to come.
Not that I wish to appear corny, dearie, but shank you very much. I think I'll head back east at the end of the week.
You'll change your mind before then, I think.
How?
Hi.
Me big one. She Starlight, my squaw.
How do you do?
How?
How?
You got them jigger counter for rent?
Yes, we have Geiger counters for rent.
Okay, big one take two. One for squaw. She look for geranium too.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bigwin. That is your name, isn't it?
Me, big wind. Born when heat big storm come. Much bigger. Me cry loud. Chief name me, big wind.
That's so interesting.
I was welcome to rent jigger counter.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bigwind, but I'm only permitted to bring Geiger counters to guests.
Guests? How you mean? Guests?
I'm only permitted to bring Geiger counters to people staying at the ranch.
Oh, how much welcome to stay as guests?
$150 a person weekly.
He plenty much welcome. Cheaper she stay in stable with horses?
I am sorry, Mr. Bigwind, but those are our rates.
Big one think he big jip.
Those are our rates.
Big one come back. Bring he much wampum.
Is he a real Indian?
Yes, he's from the reservation a few miles from here.
Dang, out here in the West, it only takes one feather to make an Indian. In the East, it takes headgear down to your waistline. I'd better write my sister a few lines before she wonders what's become of me.
There's a journal in the game room.
Are your legs stiff? Mine are. Mine feel like they don't belong to me.
Mine are numb too, but it was worth it, actually.
The scenery was beautiful and the hidden lake out of this world. It was the most beautiful place I've ever saw. It was just like Shangri-La.
Oh, utopia.
Heavenly.
Divinely relaxing, actually.
I hate to see the days end here. The nights are so deadly and devastating. No men. What about the two extras that are in constant attendance to Talina? That's the rub. They're too constant. I heard she's forbid them to talk to any of the common guests. It's too bad about her. Who does she think she is?
The great Talina Legalamore, actually.
Kent Tyler has definite possibilities. The most you'll get from him is a polite nod, while
point in our staying another week. We might as well head east for Brooklyn. There's more cowboys and bigger thrills at Coney Island than there are here.
Yeah. I always thought the West was full of masculine muscle men just waiting in ambush for some daring young ladies to enter their territory.
You and me too, dearie.
I'll never go see another Western movie again. It's merely a bubble of pure imagination. It doesn't exist, actually.
We'll stay until Sunday. There's no point in our staying another week.
Oh, but there is, girls. The week is only 3 days old, and tomorrow you go prospecting for uranium.
Now you're talking my language. Where do we go?
A little bit north of the most southerly border. That's close, where there were rumored to have been uranium deposits a few weeks ago.
You mean there really is uranium in that area?
Well, if it's there, it's up to you to find it.
We'll find it if it's there, actually.
You coming along, Harriet?
No, not me, dearie. I have other plans.
And on Saturday, we're going to have a good old Western dance with the famous 4 Rattlers furnishing the music.
That's swell. But what about the men? Do we dance with ourselves?
Of course not. The Rattlers always bring a stag line of 10 handsome men. You take your choice.
Hot diggity dig.
That sounds more like it.
The prospect is divinely delicious. I never had a choice of men in my life, actually.
It'll take more than a dance to keep us here, though. What we want and crave is excitement.
Just be patient, girls. Things are just beginning to roll. You may get more excitement than you wanted.
Impossible.
Stick with me, and I'll guarantee you thrills beyond your wildest imagination.
Did you know of any thrills beyond your wildest imagination?
Not offhand, but if you give me a few minutes, I just might.
Have you one, Helen?
At the moment, I wouldn't dare to, actually.
That last scene we rehearsed today is all wrong, Kent. It will have to be changed.
There's nothing wrong with the way it's written, Selena.
Then it's the way you directed it.
The script is well motivated and it progresses towards its objective, and I've directed it with that clearly in mind.
Oh, I suppose it's my acting that's at fault then. My interpretations of the scene.
Exactly. You overplay it, and that's why you don't feel its dramatic undertones. You're loud and boisterous, and the simple texture of the scene is rent by your blatant interpretation.
Well, coming from you, that's quite a gem. I've forgotten more about acting than you'll ever know. And let me remind you, Kent, Tyler, that you were a nobody, and I mean a complete nobody in TV until I pulled you up by your frayed bootstraps and made you the name that you are today.
And by that same token, Selena, darling, I made you the success that you are today, and don't you forget it. I'm the best director that you've ever had.
Director? You flatter yourself. You couldn't direct traffic in a telephone booth.
Pardon me, but this is where I come in. This is also monotonous and repetitious and stifling. I wonder where I left my yard and half a cigarette holder.
Darling, don't you remember? You left it on the parapet in the castle. You were using it to pepper the queen with spitballs.
Nobody but could be so dull and boring, actually.
Charlatan!
Nobody gives me the cold shoulder or leaves the room without my permission. I'll show them who I am. No one dares to cross me. I'll have them put out. Bag and baggage.
I'm afraid that's impossible, Selena. They're paying guests here, too.
Well, they won't be after tonight. I'll take over all the accommodations in the place if it costs me a fortune.
I doubt if management will go along with you on that.
Oh, really? I'll show you.
This will get you nowhere. I think you and I had better talk this situation over alone.
That's all for today, boys. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock sharp.
Thank you, Mr. Gallimore.
Good night, Mr. Gallimore.
I'll take poodles.
Certainly, Mr. Gallimore.
Did you have a rough day, poodles? Darling.
You'll have a rougher day tomorrow if you don't get into the mood of that scene and play it right. I'm getting tired of doing retakes.
You're tired. What do you think I am? Belittling me with all those retakes? Making me look like an amateur in front of the whole company?
My directing wasn't the cause. It was your performance. There's something on your mind that's bothering you. What is it?
There's nothing on my mind.
Or in it either. The way you handled yourself on location today, you can't fool me. I know you too well. There's something gnawing at your peace of mind. What is it?
Well, it won't be gnawing at my mind much longer.
Who are you calling?
Uppy, the worm. No one upstages me, not even in social life. Oh, hello, Uppy. Darling, this is your blossom of sunshine, Talina. I've missed you, you darling boy. But, darling, the bank can't keep you that busy. How long will I be here? About 3 more days, and then we go back to Hollywood to finish the picture. You what? Now, listen, Uppy, I'll not be trifled with any longer. You be here tomorrow night or else. If he thinks I'm going to let a banker go back on a promise, he's vastly mistaken. I have a little memory test to give that lad.
Maybe he'll play hooky.
Well, if he does, I'll go over to his house and stink up the place like it never smelt before. Hello, Mr. Tyler. Did you have a good day on location?
Oh, it could have been better, Miss Warren, but c'est la vie. There's always tomorrow.
A director's life must be very fascinating. There's just so much glamour to it.
I'm afraid glamour's in the eyes of the beholder. And were you heading somewhere?
I thought I'd take a little stroll before the others got ready for dinner.
Do you mind if I come along?
Not at all.
On second thought, I think this would be a much more peaceful route. I just witnessed a storm got in the foyer a few moments ago.
I thought I felt a draft when I came in.
Mrs. Gallimore had a busy day, and a peaceful walk's just what I need at the moment.
We scarcely get any time to talk to you. Miss La Gallimore demands so much of your time.
Unfortunately, it's part of the contract while on your own location, but it's not been my choice.
What do you know? There's nobody here. This is the first time we've had this place to ourselves. It's not a bad-looking joint.
Keep your eyes peeled for the Gallimore. We're not supposed to associate with any of the guests.
At which, I'll never get tied up on location with her again. We were supposed to be supporting flames. And what are we?
A couple of TV extras playing their relevant entourage for the Belle Gallimore. I'm getting fed up to here.
How do you think I feel carting around that cotton stub wig called Poodles? When I signed on to this TV picture, it was understood I was to be a supporting player, a bad man of the West. What's the matter with that guy, Kent? Doesn't he think we can act?
We can play circles around those two playing the tough parts. But do we get a chance? No. Kent wants to see us working something else first.
Those temperamental directors are all alike. You gotta show them what you can do first before they cut you a break.
But how does a guy get the chance to show himself?
That, my lad, is the eternal question on the tongue of every young actor who hopes for the golden opportunity. Say, this is luxury, Bert. Go on over. Try the other one.
Don't mind if I do. Well, this is a bit of all right. Don't say a word to me for the next 5 minutes. I'm going to enjoy this bit of restful blitz.
All right, but keep one eye open for Talina, Tigress. If she catches us here, we'll be in the central eye of a hurricane.
This is what I want you boys to do.
Oh, Kitty, don't you ever run out of ideas.
This is for the good of the ranch. The girls want to experience the thrills of the West, and you two are going to give it to them.
Us? How?
You two are going to stage a bold holdup right here in this lobby tomorrow at 8:30 sharp. I'll have everyone in here by that time.
Do we actually rob them?
Of course, you have to make it look like the real McCoy.
Well, isn't that a felony?
Not the way we're going to do it.
We'll all end up in jail, Kitty. I just know it.
It's just a prank. We'll give everything back to them later on.
This may not be as simple as you think.
There's nothing to it. We just have to make sure nobody else knows. Now, I have just the right clothes and props for you hidden in the last bunkhouse. Come on, I'll show you.
Kitty, something tells me I should increase my health and accident pay.
I think I'm actually gonna like this. Never got tanked like a big bad man of the West before.
Now's your chance, both of you. Let virility ooze from every pore.
Did you get a load of that little plot?
I sure did.
It's the best script I've heard in years.
Just our dish.
Come on, man. We got plans to make.
Okay, partner. If it's Bad Man of the West they want, we'll give it to them.
Right. 2 bad men coming up.
We'll show that kink out we're not shit.
Mandatory intermission. The drama club has provided some refreshments and treats for you guys to purchase. There is also a Club Cougar raffle table for you guys to win tickets to Club Cougar. Please follow me. All right, guys, please enjoy the second half of That's My Cousin.
Oh, what a delightful surprise.
Hello, Mr. Tyler. Did you have a good day on vacation?
Much better than yesterday. Selena was a bit more manageable. We finally got through the most difficult scene in the script. From now on, it's just background shots and close-ups.
Does that mean you'll be leaving soon?
Yeah, probably sometime late Sunday afternoon. So, what's this I hear about some guests discovering a uranium bay today?
Oh, they went on an all-day pack trip this side of the southerly border and picked up very positive recordings on their Geiger counters.
Well, I wish them all the luck in the world.
So do we. If it isn't a dud, then we get half. But the last bit of action that fizzled out last week wasn't that great, so I'm not building too high of hopes that anything sensational will come out of it.
You know, that's a catchy dance number.
It sort of gets it, doesn't it?
Certainly does. Shall we?
I'd love to.
The girls are so thrilled with their discovery this afternoon. Even Clem appears to be genuinely thrilled. Do you think it's the Rome McCoy?
I don't know, Laura, but unless I say at this point, the better I think. All we know is that there was rumored to have been uranium deposits a little bit south of our most southerly border.
Oh, the girls have verbally formed the company the Stake Takers. And Jane actually stopped by the assayer's office this afternoon to determine the amount of uranium present.
She didn't. She couldn't.
Why? It's the policy of the ranch to stake it and take it.
I know that, but do they have to be so hasty about it?
Why should you object? The sooner the better you get half.
I just have a feeling that maybe it's a dud.
Kitty? Is this another one of your ideas?
Of course not. It's just there's a difference between being thrilled about something and being just, this isn't the way it was supposed to be.
So this is one of your ideas?
If you must know, yes.
Kitty, all right, how'd you do it?
I had Carlton spread metal shavings on a likely spot a little bit north of the most southerly border.
Kitty, what are you going to do when they find out it's a hoax?
It isn't a hoax. It's their thrill for the day.
Kitty, did it ever occur to you that they might not see it the same way you do?
They're young. When they find out it's for the agenda of the day, they'll enter into the spirit of it.
Human nature is a speculative thing, Kitty. No one knows how the other fellow is going to react.
I never thought of it that way.
My advice is to get ready for the bomb to burst.
It's right here and it's ready.
Sheriff Crenshaw, what brings you here?
2 things. The first is that alleged claim to a uranium find on your property at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Think nothing of it. It's probably a dud. You know how the other rumor was.
That was legitimate, Kitty. Yours isn't.
And what makes you say that?
I had one of my men go down there and check the place out.
Did he enjoy his trip?
He certainly did. He returned with a handful of metal shavings.
Good for him. I didn't know those grew in these parts.
Don't get facetious with me, Kitty. This is a serious thing.
How serious?
Serious enough for the law to step in if any malicious act is perpetrated.
Could you be hung for it?
The punishment is hardly that severe. But what I want to know is, did you or did you not, in person or through an accomplice, spread or cause to be spread upon that locality metal shavings to cause a positive reaction by a Geiger counter of any shape or form?
Gee, Sheriff, that was a mouthful.
Answer the question!
Miss Kitty Drake regrets that she cannot answer that question at this time.
What? Why not?
The Fifth Amendment, you know.
No, I don't know.
To answer the question at this time may tend to incriminate her.
Who are you?
At the moment, her legal advisor.
Well, I'll be a toad-swallowing reptile.
And a very good one, no doubt. Come, Kitty, we have some important matters to discuss.
See you later, Sheriff.
You certainly will.
Oh, Sheriff Henshaw, what was the other thing I brought you by?
Here she comes now.
Good evening, Sheriff. Did I keep you waiting long?
My, Kitty, but don't you look pretty tonight?
Thank you.
You get prettier every day.
If that's the case and I were a man, I think I'd do something about it.
Well, maybe I will.
Ooh.
Oh, get your coat.
You needn't bother, Sheriff Henshaw. Any man who has the strength to carry through with a kiss is too weak to carry a lady's coat. No wonder they call you chicken heart Henshaw.
Boy, women sure do know how to throw water over your heart and then tie it into little knots.
You darn boy. I was just this minute trying to get you on the phone. I was getting worried about you.
Well, I was a little detained. A banking matter, my dear.
I think you're a real old meanie to let that nasty vile bank keep us apart.
Careful, dear. People might see.
Well, let them. I'm not ashamed of my ardent affection for you and your great interest in my career.
But they wouldn't understand. People are so quick to misinterpret. Besides, I've only been a widower for 2 years.
But, darling, there's no stigma attached to a banker being an angel. Broadway is full of them.
Then why don't you go to Broadway and find yourself one?
Because I want you to be my angel, Effie. I want you to have the honor of backing my first Broadway play. Why should I allow some insignificant banker I don't know or care about sponsor me and make $1 million or so for himself?
As much as that?
Sometimes more.
Don't do that. I mean, it's so undignified for a person of your dignity. Isn't there someplace else we could talk this Broadway matter over more confidentially?
Let's go to the game room. We can be assured a certain degree of privacy there.
Well, good. I'm becoming more and more interested in your career as an actress. $1 million more, you say?
Fortunes are made on one production if it's a hit play.
Well, how does one come into possession of a hit play?
You just leave those minor matters to me, Effie. As a matter of fact, I have an option on a play that will be the biggest hit in theatrical history. It's a darling script and will make $1 million. That is if I star in it, of course.
Naturally, Selena. Naturally.
All right, Kitty, if the sheriff asks you any questions, I want you to play dumb.
Why is it every time I try to plan something, I put my foot in my mouth?
I don't know, Kitty. Maybe it's because you're gifted that way. But don't you worry, your batting average is still high, and you never know. Some good may come of this, too.
Something wrong, Miss Baker?
Nothing's wrong with me, dearie, that a good swift kick in the right place won't cure. Where was discovered? Out in the crowd putting a few new bolts in Gracie?
Cheer up, we're going on another all-day pack trip next week.
The only all-day pack trip I expect to be taking is heading back east with Gracie.
Why is that?
I'm rusting out here with no men around.
Oh, well, you haven't long to wait. There'll be a stag line of them here Saturday night.
It'll take more than a stag line to hold me at bay.
Oh, speaking of men, have you seen Clem around, Kitty? I haven't seen him anywhere.
No, maybe he's down by the corral.
See, I don't want him to stay out of my sight for too long because someone might get the same idea I have. I think I'll just roam around the corral until I bump into him.
Where is everybody? It's almost time.
And for what?
Oh, you know, our usual evening get-togethers in the lobby.
I couldn't care less.
Here they are now.
Oh, Miss Drake, isn't it thrilling? Who would have ever thought we would discover uranium?
We may become disgustingly rich, actually.
Now, girls, I don't wish to dampen your ardor, but you have to keep in mind, although your Geiger counters positively reacted, it doesn't necessarily mean you've discovered uranium.
It doesn't?
No. For all we know, you've come across some sort of worthless metal.
Calamity Kitty in the flesh.
Hardly that. As you know in our contract, you stake it, take it, and we get half, and there's nothing I could use more right now than a big, juicy bankroll.
I would give half of my life if I could walk into the smartest store in New York and buy what pleased me without looking at the price tags.
Personally, I could stand some of that green stuff rubbing off on me, actually.
Too bad you didn't come along with us today, Harriet. You could be part of the Steak Takers Company work for me.
It seems my lot, dearie, that when great expectations are formed, I never meet up with Dame Fortune. Always your daughter.
So that's why so many fabulous things happen to Hollywood stars.
There you are, Adele. I was wondering where you went.
Oh, Mr. Tyler and I have had the most delightful stroll. He's telling me all the Hollywood secrets and they're fascinating.
But I haven't been able to convince Miss Warren that it's just as phony as it is fascinating.
Adele, I'm disappointed in you.
I know it's not all glamour.
It's not that, it's such a wasted evening with two such fine young people as yourselves. You can take such a delightful stroll with the moon so round and full and return addressing each other as Mr. Tyler and Miss Warren. Seems the man on the moon must have had a night off.
That's your fault, Adele.
It is not. You didn't have to try.
Oh, but I did. I asked you to look at the moon and what did you say?
I said it was like a huge spotlight.
Precisely. And from then on, we're in Hollywood.
Personally, I think you two should have a retake.
Sounds like a good plan to me. And this time we'll call a moon a moon. What do you say, Adele?
I couldn't have said it better myself, then.
What's this? Another company on location?
Mr. Bigman, what are you doing here at this hour?
Big one, come back. Bring heap much wampum. Get uranium. Get rich.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bigman, but we really can't accommodate you.
You know what, wampum?
As a matter of fact, I could use a whole bale of it right now.
Big one stay for nothing, maybe.
Hardly that, it's just, we're all out of rooms.
Big one no care about rooms. Big one and squaw sleep in stable with horses.
Well, we're all out of Geiger counters, too.
Okay, big one and squaw wait for Jigger counter.
Adele, now what do I do?
What is the meaning of this? Indians are supposed to be on the reservation.
Suppose you told them.
Okay. Listen here, you two. Why aren't you on your reservation?
Big one now, big guest.
Impossible. It's not allowed.
Big wouldn't pay wampum. Big would stay.
Yeah, Big Win. You better blow up on out of here before Big Banker call Big Sheriff.
Big would no go back to a reservation before get Jigger counter and uranium.
Yeah. You and your dim-witted ideas are responsible for this. Making ooze out of your guests by spreading metal shavings around to get positive reactions out of the Geiger counters is one thing. But getting the engines involved is asking for real trouble.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, yes, you do. And if you need to refresh your little mind on the subject, You can go down to that Sayers office first thing in the morning. And she'll be happy to meet you.
You mean, this is a fake? A hoax?
We've been taken in, actually.
You've been taken in all right, but not for long. I'll have this whole place cleared out of here by next Monday. It'll be a day of great rejoicing for me.
Stick 'em up!
You heard him, reach for the sky!
It's about time you boys got here.
Come on, get up there!
You have to ouch! That
Reach,
hurt.
sister! Now get him up, all of you. You too, Grandma.
Grandma! Why, for 2 cents
For half that, I'll let you have it. Now get him up, Grandma.
What's the meaning of this?
It's a holdup.
Hold up. A hold up? We don't have them out here in the West.
Well, you having one now, mister.
And you, big shot, get up there with the others.
You better do what he says, Ken.
That's using your head, big.
Come on, you two brave feathers, get up there with the others. Oh, no, you don't. Give me that saw on Patrick.
Give it to him, Bigwin, or he'll shoot you.
Come on before I blow you away.
Take us too while I watch the others. All right, you two, now get up there with the others. Come on, get going. All right, now put all your valuables in this bag. You first. Put that bag in here.
You heard him, drop it. That's right.
Take it easy, boys, after all.
Take it is right, and we're after all, too, so get 'em ready before somebody gets hurt. We're after jewelry, watches, and money, so get 'em ready, get in line, and drop 'em in here fast.
You're next, Pop. Put your valuables and money in the bag and join the Indian.
This is a public outrage.
Right that to your pocket.
Can't believe this.
Hurry up, old man.
I'm not done yet. I'm sorry, I'm just extremely wealthy.
I'll talk to the governor about this, and my agent, too. I'm sure.
Here you are, Jesse James. Grandma!
This is all I have.
Well, drop it.
Sorry, it's all I have.
Woolworths?
If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked you a cake, actually. Here's mine. Boys, you're doing great. You really have me.
You two are imposters? Believe me, folks, this is not the way I planned it.
Come on, get up there, sister.
I won't budge until I want to.
Now all you stay put for 5 minutes. Don't move and keep your hands up.
Just do as we say, and nobody gets hurt.
I can't hold my hands up any longer. Neither can I.
Hold on just 1 minute. So you're saying you planned this all along?
Not the way it happened.
Ah! Tell that to the sheriff. Where's that chicken-hearted henshaw anyway?
Are we just gonna stand here and let those hoodlums get away with this? Come on, let's chase them in their car.
Come on, Gracie, don't fail me now. Grandma, I'll show him.
Uranium Dude Ranch, good evening. The sheriff's office? You say the sheriff is on his way over? Yes, I'll make sure no one leaves the ranch until the sheriff arrives. Did you catch them out of the holdup? Well, can't you give me some idea what it's about? Thank you. Have a good evening.
Where is everybody?
Dressing for the dance, I guess. The sheriff's office just called.
Oh, any news on the holdup?
They wouldn't divulge any information. It just said no one's to leave the ranch until the sheriff arrives.
Well, I'd miss a big thrill like that.
The holdup wasn't as funny as you think, Laura.
Well, if I live to be be 100 in the shade. I'll never forget walking into this room and seeing Clem and Carlton sitting here in their underwear with this panic look on their face. And the Indians, they were doing some kind of war dance around them. It wasn't until I removed the gags from the boys' mouths and discouraged the Indians that I could even figure out what happened.
The sheriff is trying to keep everything very hush-hush. We're not to talk about it except amongst ourselves.
Well, my guess is that somebody heard of your big plans for a holdup.
How could they? The only people that knew were Clem, Carlton, and myself.
Kitty, what are we going to do about them?
I don't know. Now, Mr. Bigland, it's time you and your squaw went back to the reservation. You've been here since the night of the holdup.
Bigwood no go back to a reservation before get jigger counter and geranium and whomp 'em back.
Mr. Bigland, that may be a long, long time.
That's okay. Food plenty good here.
The government will make big trouble for me if you don't go back.
Bigwood got trouble too. No wampa.
The sheriff won't like it when he finds out you're still here.
Okay, Bigwood no like sheriff.
Having trouble?
They've been here since the night of the holdup. The only time they get off that bench is for food.
Kitty, you just don't know how to go about it. There's an act for handling Native Americans from their reservation. Just let me give it a try.
The pleasure's all yours.
Big one like pipe.
Eat much.
Here, try it.
No good. No fire.
Oh, I'm sorry, Big Win. Just need some tobacco. Follow me and I'll get you a big handful.
Bigwood like eat much hot tobacco.
Yeah, just follow me. I have it in the bunkhouse.
Thank goodness they're gone.
Yeah.
Well, where'd you disappear to? I looked for you, but I couldn't find you.
Oh, okay. So, Clem and I were walking around the corral, and you will never guess what happened.
He sneezed.
Nothing of the sort. He kissed me for once, without sneezing. I've made first base at last.
Where do you go from here?
Second base, I guess?
Why don't you try for a home run?
Clem is a man who can't be rushed. He likes to take his time.
Oh. Linus Baker, you're not dressed for the dance. You better hurry or you're going to miss the stag line.
From what I've seen of the West Erie, it'll probably be a stagnant line. I'm heading back east in about an hour.
But it's not safe for you to drive alone at night.
I always make my long hauls at night. Gracie makes so much noise she'd frighten the whole band of bad men. Come to think of it, dearie, that's my whole trouble. Too safe.
But what about the items you lost in the holdup? Aren't you going to wait until the return?
The little I lost in that holdup is worth the experience. I only regret I couldn't lay my hands on the guy who called me Grandma.
Kitty, where is Carlton? He's supposed to be here at 8 o'clock.
He'll be here any minute. He never fails me.
He has to be here at exactly 8 o'clock with the 10-man stag line and the 4 rattlers.
I only wish I was as sure as recovering our valuables as I am of Carlton being on time.
Kitty, when are you going to wake up to the fact that you're in love with a guy?
Me, in love.
Well, yeah. Why don't you just let some other girl come along and take him away from you?
I'd scratch your eyes out.
See? I told you, it's there, waiting under the surface to burst through like a gusher. Wait, what's this about love?
Laura's trying to tell me that I'm in love with Carlton.
Well, aren't you?
I don't know.
Well, tonight's as good as any to find out. And I must say, Kitty, you've never looked lovelier in your life.
From where I'm standing, that's the most gross understatement of the evening. You know, judging by the way you were dressed earlier, I never realized you could be so attractive, Kitty.
Thanks, Kent. Coming from an authority like you, I shall live off that glory for the next 6 months.
Good evening, everyone.
Sheriff Henshaw, how nice.
Don't soft-soap me, young lady. I'm still not too sure you didn't have a hand in that holdup.
How could I? I was one of the innocent victims.
Well, the latest turn in your case has made me mighty suspicious of you, Kitty. That's one of the earmarks of one of your wild ideas.
Sheriff Henshaw, how could you say such a thing?
Well, what is the news, Sheriff?
Well, about an hour ago, I got a call from a strange voice. They told me to be here in the lobby by 8 o'clock this evening. All the valuables will be returned then. I was assigned to assemble everyone here.
You know, I'd give anything if I could find 2 live actors who could portray those characters who held us up today. They had technique, just rough and nasty enough to get the job done. They don't make actors like that anymore.
Sheriff Brown,
Right here, Mr. Upgruff.
I received your message to come here at once. What's this all about?
Got an anonymous phone call saying to be here at 8 o'clock. All the valuables will be returned then.
Well, good. What took you so long?
I'm not at all surprised. I knew that when I notified the insurance company, fast action would take place. When did they arrest the holdup men?
To my knowledge, they haven't. We don't know who they are.
Don't let it worry you, Sheriff. I'm sure the insurance people have everything well under control. I have news for everyone here, too. Mr. Updegraff is going to sponsor me in a new Broadway play this fall. He's just so magnificent about it all. I never knew he knew so much about Broadway business.
Now, my dear. I think you're just a little bit prejudiced.
Congratulations, Miss Gallimore. I hope the play's a big success.
Oh, it will be. Miss Gallimore has given me her word of assurance.
I'll bet she has. Well, I'm gonna go check on the girls from Brooklyn. They should be ready by now. Excuse me.
Rather looks like we're going to lose our favorite TV actress. Such a catastrophe. TV will never recover from such a blow.
I bet you're glad.
You're right.
Miss Kitty, do I look all right for the dance?
You look lovely, Millie.
She sure does. Never seen her look so pretty in my life.
But you won't be the only one here tonight, Sheriff, who thinks the same way, too. After all, there's nothing like a stag line to give a lady some renewed hopes.
Millie, all I said was that you looked pretty.
Things are sure happening here tonight.
If the pace keeps up, dearie, I may change my mind here and stay another day.
What's this about our property being returned? I could hardly expect them to keep my jewels from Woolworths.
I think it's rather exciting, actually.
All we know is that the sheriff received an anonymous phone call claiming that all the valuables lost in the hold would be returned here tonight.
I will admit, I was a bit frightened during the holdup, but at the same time, it was the thrill of my life. I wouldn't have missed it for a ton of Woolworths bests.
It was the nearest thing to a Western movie I've ever seen, actually.
Miss Kitty. Oh, Miss Kitty. Guess what just happened in the kitchen?
The toaster's working again.
No, it ain't. But the sheriff is. Oh, he kissed me.
Who did?
The sheriff.
Congratulations.
And not only that, he asked me to marry him.
Congratulations, Millie. It's about time you got around to the final question.
He was so lovably awkward about it all, just like a little boy stealing his first kiss.
Now, Millie. Mustn't tell tales out of the kitchen.
I always knew you were the dashing type. Now, don't you go anywhere. You and me are going to have the first dance together.
Aren't you forgetting about the stag line?
Oh, I don't like stags. I like bears. Big, rugged honey bears like you.
Congratulations, Sheriff.
Thanks. It was inevitable, I guess.
Yeah. There comes a time in everyone's life, you know? I hope.
Well, finally got Big Wind pacified. He's out in the bunkhouse. And that man is manufacturing more smoke than a chimney.
Are those Indians still here?
Since the night of the
I
holdup,
thought I told them to go home.
you and I both, but they won't budge until they get their wampa.
Maybe it's better they're here. Maybe we'll get this holdup cleared up tonight.
You missed the announcement, Clem.
Oh, did?
Mill and the sheriff are engaged.
Well, congratulations, Sheriff, and may all your future tastes be little ones.
See, I knew it would please you, Clem.
Stop it, Laura, you know
See? That always does it. I'm his gal. Ooh. One more roundup in the corral and he's mine.
Oh, Sheriff.
Yes, miss?
Has there been any reports from the assayer's office about our claim?
Now, you really don't think there's uranium on that property, do you?
Why not? Our Geiger counters registered a positive reaction.
I think that's because someone spread metal shavings in that area.
Well, we're not going to give up hope until we get a report back.
All right, I'll let you know if I hear anything.
Thank you.
Okay, folks. Not the toaster, Sheriff. We're return to loot, not after.
Just do as you're told. We'll explain everything.
Explain! What is there to explain? A robbery's a robbery.
Well, in this case, it isn't.
Raise the brass of that bandit, Sheriff. Use your gun, Sheriff. Come on, Sheriff.
Shut up, old money bags, or I'll cancel your account permanently.
You threatened me, Sheriff. Did you hear that? Use your gun, Sheriff.
Calm down.
Sheriff, use it.
Hey!
The gun.
Hey! Calm down. These men are here to return the loot, not add to it.
I'm glad you realize that, Sheriff. You'll find everything to taking the holdup in that sack.
Everything?
Right.
Then why the holdup in the first place?
Wait a minute. That voice. I've heard it before.
You bet you have, but you wouldn't, not enough places where it'd do you some good.
Do me some good.
That's right, Mr. Tyler. Where it would do you some good.
I've heard that voice before too.
Ditto, but you haven't made use of it either. What do you say? Let's take them on.
Sure, we've timed it perfectly.
Bob and Bert, how dare you? I've never been subjected to such an outrageous demonstration in my life. Dismiss them from the company.
Hey, who do you think's in charge here?
I am. These men are members of my company.
Correction. You mean members of the great Regalimor's retinue.
All right, boys, let's have it. What's the gag?
Briefly, this in a few words, Mr. Sheriff. A dramatic bit to show our talent as actors in the presence of the eminent Ken Tyler. Original script by Kitty Drake.
I smelled the essence of your heavy hand in this, Kitty.
My hand had no part in this, not even the tip of my little finger. Cross my heart, they're not telling the truth.
Is this true?
For the most part, yes. You see, we overheard Miss Drake talking plans for a holdup to entertain the guests. So we decided to make it the real thing and show Mr. Tyler we had what it takes to play the part of bad men of the West.
Show people are crazier than I thought.
We're sorry to put you to so much trouble, Sheriff. It was our intention to return everything an hour later, but things got rather out of hand. We found ourselves in deeper than we bargained for. So how was it? Did we make the grade?
Nope. You boys had me convinced that it was a real thing. I never realized you two possessed such talent. Why you kept it from me for all this time?
We had to keep it. You wouldn't give us the opportunity to show you we had it.
That's the problem with all you big directors, or for that matter, all directors. You go all over the world searching for new talent. When your heads are so high, you can't see the natural resources practically under your feet.
Such insolence! Dismiss them from the company immediately and have them brought up on charges of conduct unbecoming to an actor.
That coming from you, Mr. Gallimore, is a tribute.
Now listen. Any two chaps who are willing to go through this much trouble to prove themselves deserve to be recognized. Don't you think so, Sheriff?
I certainly do. To 6 months in the county jail.
6 months. Come on, 6 years. The penitentiary. I'll see that they get it.
Just one moment, please. Grandma, huh?
Sorry, Miss Baker. It was all part of the act. But to borrow a phrase, Grandma, what big hands you've got.
Don't you grandma me, you big middle-aged juvenile.
Okay, Miss Baker, okay. I'll take it all back. Sorry.
You'd better.
Put these hoodies behind bars.
Pipe down, Dr. Graff.
Let's not be hasty, gentlemen. There comes a time in some people's lives where they feel the compulsion to go to great lengths to prove themselves. And it is my honest opinion that this is an example of that. After all, no harm has resulted from the overact, and it's clear that it wasn't planned with criminal intent. Boys, Apex TV Productions and I plan to stand behind you on this no matter what happens, and when things are ironed out to the satisfaction of the sheriff, I'll be sure that you two get a contract deserving of your talents.
Thanks, Mr. Tyler.
Well, we're very grateful to you.
So, Sheriff, what do you say? It's your call.
Lock 'em up.
Stay out of this, Dr. Graff.
I never stay out of anything. It's my civic duty. Come next election, you'll see what I
Yes,
mean.
but come right now, and I'm in charge here. So no,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
no,
No.
yes.
Ah.
Hey! I'm in charge here. I have the badge, and it says sheriff on it.
Well, at least I don't have a little little mustache.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Mr. Tyler, I'm afraid this crime cannot go unpunished. But I will leave these two in your custody until Monday morning and we'll do it plans.
Thank you, Sheriff. Come on, boys.
Now, as for the rest of you, I'm afraid this is no time or place for me to return your items. So, at 10 o'clock tomorrow, you may present yourself at my office, and upon showing me proper identification, I will return your proper items.
But dearie, I may not be here tomorrow morning.
In that case, Miss Baker, you will have to rearrange your plans or organize a way to get your property back through other channels.
I'll answer it. I'm so thrilled I'm bumpy all over.
I just know they're never gonna leave us back east.
I feel so good right now. I don't kind of they do.
Uranium Dude Ranch. The sheriff? Just a second.
Henshaw speaking. What? When? All right. All right, calm down. Calm down. All right, I'll tell them. Bye. All right, ladies, just got a call from the assayer's office.
Yes?
Go on.
Do we have to know so soon, actually?
Relax, your claim is loaded with uranium.
We're rich!
Millionaires, baby!
Never heard of the Rockefellers, actually.
This means the ranch gets half, doesn't it?
Well, according to your statement, yes it does.
Adele, we made it at last minute chips. Oh, whose bank is going to take whose ranch from whom come next Monday?
Well, I guess in this instance, Miss Kitty, we'll be more than pleased to accept natural resources in lieu of collateral.
That's very big of you.
Well, you know our motto, Miss Drake. A pleased patron is a steady deposit. Your account receives special attention.
Thanks, it's down to $13.14.
A temporary status, I'm sure. By the way, have you seen Carlton lately?
Not since this morning, why?
Well, don't neglect it, dear boy. He's very fond of you.
Thanks, it's mutual.
Come on, Talina. Let's go talk over private matters. Privately.
Can I have your honest opinion on something?
What's that?
Would my name look better in 8 feet highlights or 10 feet highlights?
Nothing less than 10, my dear.
Oh, Uppy, what would I ever do without you?
Dearie, is there any other way I can get my property back before I leave?
I'm afraid not, Miss Baker. If I make an exception for you, I have to make an exception for everyone else. But a young, sweet, delicious-looking lady like yourself wouldn't want to be traveling alone at night, would she?
Aw, Sheriff, you couldn't have expressed yourself better if I paid you for it. Don't know as I really want to leave right now anyway. This place seems to be getting a lot of action lately. One never knows what may happen next.
Maybe more prophecy to your words than you thought, Miss Baker.
And what do you mean by that, Sheriff Henshaw?
Well, news of the uranium find will probably spread like wildfire. You'll have a lot of commotion around here soon.
Is that good?
Was the gold rush good back in the 1850s?
I didn't get caught in that rush.
The only difference will be that it'll be catching up with you. You won't be catching up with it. I'm gonna head back to that branch.
Oh, Miss Drake, isn't this wonderful? This might be the beginning of other grapevines.
Who wants to go on another all-day pack trip Monday?
I do.
So do I.
Horses couldn't keep me away, actually.
This time, no one's going to include me out. I'll ride that old mare Monday if I have to eat off a mantelpiece for the rest of my life.
Carlton, what's the matter?
Kitty. I'm afraid I've disappointed you.
You mean you couldn't get the 4 rattlers?
Oh, no, I got them all right. They're here now and setting up for the dance.
Then why the down and dumb slut?
They couldn't get the 10-man stag line.
How many did they lasso?
None.
Well, aren't there some you can round up yourself?
No, it's no use. All the ones that can dance are already dated up.
Carlton, the girls were really looking forward to that.
told you you'd be disappointed.
Sorry, girls. Looks like no men again.
Gosh, and I was just in the mood to kick up my heels.
Yep. I could have danced all night. I was so happy.
Personally, I was raring to go, actually.
Well, why don't we manage with the men we have? I mean, there's Bob, Bert, Clem, Mr. Tyler, Carlton, and the sheriff. We can drop them and make them our own stag line.
Don't forget the Indian.
He's all yours, Harriet.
Let's start drafting.
Gee, Kitty, you're beautiful. I've never seen you look so glamorous.
Thanks. It's the new dress. Do you like it?
Well, on you, it looks beautiful.
Thank you, Carlton.
Well, let's start drafting and start the dance. We have something we're celebrating.
We sure do.
You don't discover uranium every day in your life, actually.
Uranium? Where did you find uranium?
Right in the area where I had you scatter the metal shavings.
Kitty, that means that you'll get half.
That's right, and half can mean a fortune.
I know.
Well, aren't you happy for me?
No.
Carlton, you don't really mean that, do you? But why?
Well, because, Kitty, you'll be so rich that I can't ask you to marry me.
Well, I'm not rich yet, so you can ask me now.
No, it wouldn't be the same.
You do want to marry me, don't you? Well, I'm not too proud to ask you. Carlton, will you marry me?
Well, if you really want me to, why, yes.
Sold.
Oh.
You now have yourself a fiancé.
Gee, Kitty, I have.
And a pair of witnesses, too. Carlton, what's changed you this whole time?
Congratulations, Kitty. We have something worth celebrating.
We sure have. Carlton, will you get the poor rattlers? We're ready to swing into a dance.
Right away. But I want the first dance with you, Kitty.
What a night it has been. I know, somebody pinched me. I don't believe it. Ow, I didn't mean it.
Well, you asked me to, actually.